In this video, I'm going to show you how to put together this Wintery Snowman box card and box. This is an early design of mine, and I'm finally doing a video, and I enhanced the designs. So one thing I'm doing different is I already put these together, but the only reason they're together is because I had an issue with my videotaping the first time. So I'm going to show you how to put these together, to piece these together. We're also going to piece these together. Now, just a note for the actual file. There's going to be, you'll see in the file that this is going to be in both. There's certain components that are in both files. So you have separate, when you open up the zip file, you can go to the section for the card or for the box. So and they'll have you want to do the pieces for that. I didn't mix them up so not to confuse. So here's the box already made, which I'm going to show you later in this video. The pieces that are the same that we're going to piece together are the head, this little joy like that, these pieces right here, and that's it. And then how you layer some of them. So it's going to show you in the video. But this is the box part. So this is a little treat box. So they're similar components. It's just you can make a box or a card out of it. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you how to put these together, and also these for the card. So for this one, the only two things I'm going to ink are the arms and then maybe some of the blue elements in the hat. So with the arms, because it's going to be layered over the same color, like that, instead of using a different color paper, I just say ink the arms a little bit, and we'll see. So I'm just using the little finger craft brushes and Distress Oxide. So you could use whatever the ink of your choice, but there's different purposes for ink, and here's another way I like to use my inks. It's not just edging. It's just to get it a different color. If I don't want to do a lot of, sometimes I don't want to have a bunch of cuts. I'm not a fan, even though I have some files with a ton of colors. It actually frustrates me as a crafter when I have too many things to cut, because then I just get frustrated with the colors. But I have been known to make them because people want a lot of colors. So to each his own, I guess. But I'm a crafter that prefers to do things a different way usually, but I do like paper. So I just darken them so you can see them when I overlap them. See, it'll contrast with the sign. So I need to blend it just a little bit better. Okay, so that's done. Let's go ahead, and I used walnut stain on that, and I believe that's caramel for the color of American Craft texture cardstock. And then I'm using broken china for this. So I have a different brush. I'm just going to edge these just to give it a little bit of dimension. This is optional. You don't have to do this. I just like the way it looks, and I like to give a little, if I'm going to do a little inking in a project, I like to give a little demo in each one, but it's not extensive. It's just me showing you a couple little things. So a lot of times this doesn't come out, the impact of it is not readily seen in the videos, and you can see a little bit on the edge here. I need to go a little bit heavier, but this is to taste. So then I found a color that was complementary to my paper color, because I have a variety of inks. So I'll do the same with this. My designing has changed, as most designers, over time. So I probably wouldn't, I'm not sure if I would do it like this again, but I figured I'd revive it a little bit and give it a video. And then So it is different. So if you purchased this file previously, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit off camera there. You would want to re-download it from the website. I mean, if you're getting it from a different source, then most likely it's the updated version. So I put a little bit too much ink in that, so I'm just going to blend it to make it look consistent. But that's not what I wanted to do. But you can do that. See if it looks good without having to recut another one. See how heavy I went there? Didn't want to do that. So in that case, I'm gonna go a little heavier on this side to make it look intentional, and then a little bit in the middle. So that's not what I wanted to do, but it'll work. So once we go ahead and inking to your satisfaction, we want to start putting together some things. So we'll go ahead and piece this together, the sign, the face. So this is the same no matter whether you do the box card or the box. So starting with this, if you're doing the either one, these are all the same. So it becomes different when we get to the assembly. I'll state that. I'm going to point out how similar it is as we go through. So I'm just lining that up. And placing this down. So do the face. So this is the completed, that's the other one, already completed one. Try not to get the glue too close to the holes so you can wiggle, so if you have to move it around to get it in place, you don't have too much glue, any glue showing. So we're going to start right here, lining it up on the bottom edge, and we're going to have to wiggle it around to get it into place. Because like I said, I do things different today, so I probably wouldn't have made it like this. But line it up. And you can see on the other side that it shows us lined up on the edge. And then we're going to place this hat. And line it up at the ball will help to start. And then lining it up with that back black piece. And then it'll cover the edge of the head. Like that. Sometimes you just don't get it right in place the first time. I don't think that's good enough. Okay, then on this one, I'm going to just change it up. You can either go like this, so making sure the texture's inside. So this one went up. I'm just going to have this one go down. So however you want the carrot to look. Maybe I'll have it go like that. That looks fun. Moved it just a little bit. And then I just used a little white pen for that. It wasn't very clean, but you can do a little white pen. They can dry. So let's see if we can do this one a little bit better. That's just a line, and this is just a Jelly Roll Sakura pen. White pen, and I like it for doing that kind of thing. But you want to test on a piece of paper before you do it. Because sometimes it's dry, and so I usually have a piece of black paper, so I've already tested it. So you can see they're the same. So I'm going to put those aside. And then this will be the same for both. So we just want to line this up. So be careful with the openings again. Don't get the glue too close to the edge. Like that. So now that we have these two assembled, we'll go ahead and just layer these. So this is the same for the card and box. So you just want to go ahead and I just put a little dot of glue on these little dots behind there on the snowflakes. And then we're just going to line it up. Line it up to the bottom, that'd be easiest. And then line it up like so around the edges. And you could add glue to these little pieces here, but it's really not necessary. So you'll notice two of these here. This is for the back of the box card, so that's not on the actual box, so that's the card only. So this is for a sentiment. So since it's for a sentiment and this is textured cardstock, I like to reverse it so I have the smooth side. So if you wanted to cut just smooth, you can. I personally don't like to write on textured paper. So we're just going to center this. And this is something you want to add to the back because the way I had to redesign the card for stability, this is going to add stability. And you'll see when we get to that particular tutorial, that part of the tutorial. So this too, we'll just go ahead and layer this, and then after we get these all done, we can go ahead and start with the putting together the card. The last thing we want to do, actually I'm just going to add it to this. So this would be the same on this, the joy right here. You just add the joy, they're all the same size, onto this. And then we'll be ready to put it together. So here are the pieces of the card. So if you had the original file, this is what it originally looked like. So this is the original file. So I've changed it somewhat significantly. Well, basically the back of the snowman will be all the way up the middle now. So you'll have this in the front and this in the back, as you can see right here. Okay, but this is so we could put the little snowman head above here. Anyways, it'll make it a little bit better. It's always kind of bugged me. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to consider that the front and the other side the back. And what we're doing when we're adding these panels, we're adding stability. So I'm just going to line that up like that. And then we're going to go ahead and place this on the back. So we can do that before we assemble the card. Well, I didn't get that lined up. Let me get it lined up. For some reason I'm having a hard time lining that one up. It is the right size, it's just me not seeing it. Okay, third time's the charm. So now we're going to go ahead and do this middle. This is the insert. So we have this joy already up there. We're going to go place that on there, and you can see the contrast between with the inking right there. When you place this on, make sure that you add a little glue to the back of these arms. going to help you place it. So line it up to the arms, and then that'll help you place it. If you need to, you can adjust it back here. So it gives that contrast against the same, and we don't have to cut another piece of a different color piece of paper. And that is always going to be kind of floppy. We could put an extra piece. I'll put another in the extra stuff folder. There'll be another extra one if you need to get, you wanted just the size of this sign if you wanted to give it a little more stability. The problem really being is that it could make it a little heavier, so you got to be careful with that. But you could try that if you wanted to. I'll add it just in case. And then here we're going to go ahead and, I've stated before, I do things a lot different with my designs after I've been doing it for so many years. Just going to line that up, place it there. And then I put foam tape on the back of this already, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the backing off. So this is Scotch foam tape that I'm using. I just kind of tore it, so that's why it looks all torn. And I'm going to line it up. So I just want to make sure it's best to kind of get it above it with your, I can see it with the camera pretty good, so just lining it up. Or you can glue it. If you glue it, you're just going to line it up on this. There it is, all ready to go. So now we just have to put the insert in the card. So we're going to place this upside down like that. And that's upside down. And we're going to start gluing. So it's going to be like this. Like that. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to do the left side. So I'm going to fold them back on the scores. I'm going to do this left side first. So when you're looking at it, the front of it, the left side, and I'm going to carefully, it's a little bit heavy. We're going to line it up. Oops, let me do it flat. Make sure you can see it. See where this fold is right there? We're just going to go to the left of it. We want to be pretty much straight because we want the bottom of it to be lined up like that. So we want this to be in the bottom. It's kind of another extra support. So I'm just lining it up on the bottom. You don't want to go over that fold. There is spacing, that's why we're placing it where we're doing. So you can see right there. So we want it to be good and secure before we fold it over. But if we wanted to fold it, we could. So we have to be very careful of this in the arms when we do all this activity. So now I'm going to just fold that like that over. And again, as I fold it, I'm making sure this is lined up down here. This little, the insert, gonna fold that back. Add glue. It's still lined up. I'm just gonna flatten it now. You'll see it'll be right to the, it'll be to the left of this, to the this fold now. So it puts it where we need it. The last thing we need to do, so I'm just flattening it, make sure it's flat, is to add glue to this tab right here. And fold it over. So it's a little wobbly when you're trying to retrofit an existing card. It'll fit flat into A7 envelope. And then you can, I'll show you how it sits up. This is why you need so it'll sit up for the person that receives it. And on the back, you have that sentiment. So it's just me trying to retrofit this. I always like the Snowman. It's just a matter of the card was a bit flawed. So here's the difference. This is what it used to be. So if you have this file, can go ahead and if you already purchased it, you can go ahead and download it from your account. And I'm going to add little stickles just like I did here to kind of bling it up. So let's go on to the box, show you how to put the box together. So I already put these pieces together and inked them. So this is part of the box. So we're folding these on the score lines. And we can go ahead and put this right here. So make sure, obviously the head is the other way because that won't fit. I'm just telling you that if you start to try to do it that way, that's the incorrect way. So we're just going to line this up. And I like to put them on before we fold it. So I'm going to do the same here. So these are going to line up like this. I think I'm going to put this on after because this is flops a little bit and we don't want to flop it. But we can go ahead and put these three together. So let's just do that before we put the box together. So as with the box card, this is similar, but the only difference is there's no tabs because there's no insert in the middle. Got a little glue there. Then we'll line this up. We're almost done here. So we want to line that up. So let's go ahead and just fold this. So now that we have this all folded, what we're going to do, I'm going to fold them around the edge, so like this. Like that. We have a bottom, we have this little piece here that'll cover those tabs. But it makes it a little stronger because I'm putting the tabs on the outside. I would actually want to glue this tab on the inside. So we want to add tab glue to this before we do that. I did change things to make it a little updated based on what I would do today, but short of me redesigning the whole thing like I said earlier. Then I'll line this up. So it's a simple box, but I wanted to be able to when I did this, I thought 2-in-1. That's what I thought when I designed this originally. So there it is. We're just going to add the rest of this, hit this little cover down here, and then we'll add the back pieces. So to me, this one's a little bit more, the snowman, we can put the face ahead on top of the edge. You'll see the difference between the two. So with the box card, the middle of the snowman's kind of in front of the face. This one. So whichever one, I think maybe the box would be more popular, I would think, to do. And we don't need to add glue to the... So we're going to put this one down first. We don't have to add glue to anything but that back part. I'm just lining it up. You can see. I'm just going to make sure it's a little bit off. So let's see if we can get it set in place. There we go. And then the head. So for this one, it's going to go over. So let's do a little, let's still do a little phone tape for that one. Probably should have cut it, but I'm not going to. Then we'll take that backing off. I like it because I can tear it, but probably not the best. I just didn't have my scissors that I cut the adhesive with me. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that this joy side's out of the way. You kind of want to be on top of it. So there it is. So there's a little box. So here's the finished box and card. So with this, I just added some rhinestones, the box. So it's a nice sized treat box, and I did make it a little bit less deep than it was originally. So it pretty much was a full redesign, and I keep it on the back so it's easier for me to show you. And I used these little rhinestones and glued them individually. So I probably won't do it with the card just so it's not as bulky. But you could do that if you were going to hand carry a card or something like that. So I hope you enjoyed this project, and I thank you so much for watching.